Hello, friends. Welcome back to Cheap Comic Collector. This is episode number 101. And as you know, we're in giveaway mode around here. So this is a giveaway episode. We're going to be giving away some more books. So we'll be spinning this wheel at the end of the episode. We've had a couple new people join us on the giveaway wheel. Brian McPhee. He's been around for a little bit viewing, but he finally got around to sending us his address, and he said his middle name is Cheap, so he belongs here. And that's right, Brian. Just embrace that inner cheapness, because right now is a great time to be buying books. Everybody's just blowing them out for nothing. I went to the Comic Den garage sale today, like I said I was going to, and yeah, I bought two. Oh, you can see me in the reflection of my computer turned off. Cool. Um, I bought two long boxes for $200, and I counted them when I got home. It ended up being 35 cents a book is all I paid. And there's some great stuff in there. There's some great modern stuff in there. There's a little bit of older stuff in there. There's some Command books. There's a lot of Defenders that I got. I filled in a lot of my Action Comics and Adventures of Superman runs. Just a lot of great stuff added to my Richie Rich collection. And I had my list with me, and I still overbought. I still bought more doubles, even though I had my list with me. I've gone through most of the first box, adding it to my list, and I think I've found about 15 or 20 doubles. So I don't know what's wrong with me. I keep buying these doubles, and even with a list. But yeah, towards the end, I was there for like 2.5 hours, and by the end, I was just kind of grabbing what I liked and throwing it in the box without checking, because yeah, Mom was waiting in the truck. She'd been in there for a couple hours, so, and it was a couple hours there, and it was going to be a couple hours drive back. So it was a hard day on her. And anyway, it's just more books I get to give away, or whatever we end up doing with them. So anyway, also joining us is Jim Anderson, who is I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Darth Godra, Gora, Darth somebody on YouTube. He's around. He's I've seen him on some auction sites. So he sent us his address too, because he wants free books. So he's embracing his inner cheapness also. So we're going to grab from the subscriber books here. 2 books, 1, 2, to go to those guys. Sorry, I'm not talking because I have a pen cap in my mouth. And let's see, Brian. All right, so those are blind pulls. I don't know what's in them. This is these are cheap comics, so they could be minty, they could be a wreck. I don't think I put anything there, and that was too terrible. I tried to put in some of my best books when I was doing that way back in episode 2. But anyway, today is a what am I reading episode, so I'm gonna stand up here so we can get a better look at these books. Back up the laptop a little. And first off, we have, as you know, I'm working my way through Convergence. So we have Convergence Harley Quinn 1 and 2 from 2015. And I should have had these out of the bags. They're ready to go, but I didn't. And yeah, so in this mini-series, Captain Carrot finally shows up. So I was a little happy about that. I'm not a huge Harley Quinn fan. As popular as she is, I've just never, I don't know, just I've been entertained by her occasionally, but it's not like a book that I normally go after or pick up. But this was okay. It was it was funny. It was kind of on the, I guess, kind of on the order of Deadpool, maybe. Definitely similarities. And she's you know, it's Convergence. She's trapped in the dome, and she's actually working for the good guys a little bit. Name of the story is Down the Rabbit Hole. Stephen Pugh was the writer. Phil Winslade was the penciler. John Dell was the inker. And the artwork's good. Good art. There's the dome. And so she's kind of being, she's treated for her illness. She's dating a cop. And, but when the challenge comes, but she still has issues. You know, you can see her thoughts about the Joker here. And when the challenge comes down that she has to fight Captain Carrot, Poison Ivy and Catwoman inject her with a drug or something to bring back the real her. And so she goes crazy again. And she's in the second issue. She has to fight Captain Carrot. So let me grab that one. I dropped it on the floor. I was not prepared for this. I thought I was. Just so we can get a look at Captain Carrot. And it actually starts out with pig iron. In case you don't know these guys, they're the funny animal characters from the Captain Carrot and his amazing zoo crew back in the day. There's Captain Carrot there. And it wasn't, and Captain Carrot himself wasn't particularly amusing. Harley Quinn was the one with the funny lines. And there was one line in here that made me laugh out loud a little bit. And there's some more of the zoo crew there. We got Rubber Duck, Yankee Poodle, Alley Cat Abra. And I don't remember the name of the mouse or the I remember the turtle is Fast, but I don't remember. So he's a speedster, but I don't remember what his name was. Might be Fastback. I'm not sure. So anyway, they fight, and at some point, I don't know if I can find it, but at some point Harley Quinn says, "Boy, I wish Animal Man was here." And then she looks at the reader and says, "Hey, has anybody ever said that ever?" And that made me laugh a little bit. It just came out of nowhere with her talking to the reader, and it was funny. And I like Animal Man, so if you're offended by that, I'm sorry. But it was funny. And then they're kind of hanging out. And focus. There it goes. And eventually, I read these a little bit ago. It was like a week ago when I read these, so I apologize. I've been saving them to do this episode because I knew the giveaways were coming up. I don't remember how it ended. Because one of them's supposed to get wiped out, but nobody does. Oh well, it's just not sticking with me. And I don't like spoiling the stories anyway, so there you go. It was fun to see Captain Carrot show up, finally. They've been teasing him in all the other issues. And so it was fun to have him show up. So, and then we've got from 2014, Nightcrawler #1. There's the new Nightcrawler series that just came out, Uncanny Nightcrawler, I think it's called, something like that. I read that online. It was pretty good. Nightcrawler pretending he's Spider-Man because he's hiding in plain sight now that mutants are being hunted by Sentinels again. And it was pretty good. It was fun. But this one is from 2014. And this one was pretty good too. It was written by Chris Claremont, so obviously somebody who knows the characters. The characterization was spot on. It starts out with Logan and Kurt battling in the danger room with Storm Beast and the doc watching. I forget her name, but she's there too. And let's see. Nightcrawler is considering becoming a teacher. He's being showed around the school a little bit by the astral projection of Rachel. And they're hanging out, talking about old times. And his little, whatever they're called, show up, BAMPs or something. And they're actually, this is him waiting for his girlfriend. I forget her name too. It's Amanda something. And she's a sorceress. I remember that much. Never knew a lot about her, but I remember she's a sorceress of some sort. And there's people after her, so there's a fight, and then there she is, becoming her sorcerer self. And it's good art. It's good writing. It was a good, solid issue, much better than the Kitty Pryde series was from the same time period. And yeah, there was enough going on and enough plots, different plots starting. And obviously, with Chris Claremont writing it, that's what's going to happen, because he has subplots galore in his stories usually. And this one was toned down a little bit for X-Men, but it is a solo story. It's not a group title, so that's understandable. I'm not sure why I can't find the credits here. Oh, they're there. I thought that was an ad. Oh, great. So Chris Claremont writer, Todd Knock as artist, and that's it. Other than the colorists and stuff, of course. So that was good. Then we had Siegel and Schuster, Dateline 1930s. This was from 1984, Eclipse Comics. And it was, honestly, as reading material, not that great. It's by Joe Siegel and Joe Shuster, obviously, the creators of Superman. And this is all material that they created either before Superman or right around the same time when they were trying to get him published. And there's a couple little interesting interviews in here with them and their wives. But there isn't anything in here that really stands out. Nothing. It's stuff that they were creating when they were trying to do newspaper strips. This is kind of a takeoff on Ripley's with what the future was going to be like, and they're just one-page strips that pretty much nothing happens with. You get one page as a sample, and then it's not continued, so there isn't really any story ongoing. There's a few jokes that are very, very old 1930s style stuff. So it's interesting from a historic perspective, but as far as a comic to just read and enjoy, not so much. The art's interesting because it's early Joe Shuster, and pretty good stuff for the time period. That's actually the cover right there, isn't it? Yeah, that's the panel they use for the cover. So it's there's one of the interviews. And so it's interesting, but honestly, I didn't read all of it because I just couldn't. The stuff in the new fun book actually held up over time a lot better than this stuff has. And there's a couple ads in there too, so it's It was okay, but it was basically them copying other strips of the time period to try and get published. So, and there's a second issue of this. I don't have that one, but it was interesting from a historical perspective. And then from 1977, we have Tom and Jerry number 297. Can you imagine a book like Tom and Jerry going that many issues nowadays? Just not going to happen. Any book, even a superhero book, most of them don't even come anywhere near 297. So anyway, the cover gag has the mice walking away with what looks like waffle cones, but I guess it's just probably ice cream cones. And the first issue is Tom and Jerry are going at it. The two mice, I forget, Jerry and I can't remember the other one's name. I should know that. It's sad. I'm sorry. It's later at night when I'm doing this. Because I got to get caught back up on episodes because of the giveaways. So I don't quite remember. My brain's not working that well. And anyway, yeah, so the mice convince Jerry, or Jerry decides that they should be artists. And so they're painting on the walls of the house and the windows of the house and so on and so forth. And basically, Tom ends up a nervous wreck and so on and so forth. And it's pretty funny. The stories in this issue are actually pretty good for a Tom and Jerry comic. I enjoyed this one. And then in this one, they are in Mexico, I believe. Yeah. And there's a reward for mice, so Tom is trying to capture the mice, and Tom and Jerry are hanging out with the local mice. And it's just the obvious chase sequence kind of thing for Tom and Jerry. And then in this episode, this one with the bats. Yeah, this is the one where the mice are hiding from Tom, and he puts ink down so that they leave footprints where they go, so they don't understand how he's tracking them. And then when they figure it out, they fool him into thinking that they can fly with these bats that look kind of like them. And so he thinks they can fly, and he's gonna put on a show with flying mice, and then he charges people admission to see them, and then people realize it's just bats, and so they're chasing him down with the cat down with clubs, and it's just stuff that wouldn't even get published today, fun stuff. So of those 4 issues, probably Siegel and Schuster was my least favorite, just because it doesn't hold up. The material wasn't as interesting as I was hoping it would be, but it was interesting from a historical point. Other than that, my favorite is probably Nightcrawler number 1. It was a fun issue. It was fun to see something from Chris Claremont that I hadn't seen before. So that's what I'm reading, or what I read about a week ago. So let's get to this wheel. Let's see. So yesterday's winners, I have not heard from yet. And if I don't hear from them, they're only going to get 1 or 2 books apiece. And they were, let's see, Stefan and Yargo. And today's winner, the list is Easy Comic Writer. And he congratulated me, but he didn't send me a list. So, Easy, send me your list. Go through that episode yesterday. Let me know which 10 books you want. And yeah, I know I've got some other books set aside for you. They don't count for the giveaway, man. I got lots of books to give away. So pick out the 10 you want. And, if I don't hear from these other two or other 2 or 3 people, then you're first up, man. So, so far, everybody who has sent in, Psychotronic, Jason Finestone, Green Hulkster, James Dunn, and Brian McPhee, every single one of you wants Starfire #1. So I only have 1 copy. So I found that interesting out of all those books, that's the one everybody seems to want. It is an old #1, so I guess that makes sense, but it was kind of funny that it's on everybody's list. So anyway, we're gonna, let's shuffle it up a couple times here. Where's my mouse? There it is. And hit run. Here we go. And we've got... Yeah, no, that was yesterday. No, we're not doing that. I'm sorry, Yargo, but you you won yesterday, man. And you haven't sent me a list, so we're gonna spin that again. I'm sorry, but I'm fair's fair. Let's give somebody else a chance here. And looks like Darren is our winner. Darren. So let me write that down on my winners list. Where did my winners list go? All right. So that's going to do it for me tonight. And thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't sent me your list of 10 books yet, go ahead and do that, because it's the only way you're going to get them, man. Somebody's going to get them. It might as well be you, right? And if you're not in the giveaway program, just send me your address. That's all it takes to get in on it. And if you don't want to make a list of 10 books, then you'll still get 1 or 2. It's cool. You get 1 just for subscribing. That's not even in this part of the program. So, yeah. It may take a little bit for your name to start showing up in episodes when we're giving stuff away, just because I am going to start recording these in advance again. I don't have any recorded right now in advance except for another short box. That's what you'll see tomorrow is the first half of that short box, and then we're going to do another episode like this one, and we're going to just keep going. Yeah, we're going to go at least until we get through the list of 20. I guess now it's 22. Addresses that I have. That way everybody gets something, but then the spinner wheel gives you a chance to get even more. And so yeah, get in on that if you haven't yet, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.